So Jesse Eisenberg apparently said that ComicCon was like genocide because a bunch of adoring fans were screaming at him, happy to see him and all that. So, a lot of people are kind of starting to mock that. But really, what most people don't know is that after Hall H ends, every single last special guest they have on their panels is ushered out a little door and onto a cattle car, which is then shipped off to Auschwitz. So don't poke fun at Jesse Eisenberg. You've pretty much seen his last appearance ever. So anyway, Comic-Con is a huge, big, screaming mess. That's why I generally don't go to cons and haven't been to a con since I was a teenager. Especially in the modern day internet world, where I can just sit around and experience the entire wonders of it without having to pay all the incredible money of having to go to San Diego and get Comic-Con tickets way in advance and stand in lines and yada yada yada. It's worth having to wait an hour or two for things to pop up on YouTube. So my Comic-Con this year was catching up on a few of the big blockbuster movies that have come out so far. So I guess you can say a little midsummer movies 2015 kind of a cap review. I saw Mad Max Fury Road, Avengers Age of Ultron, and Jurassic World. I also saw the very beginning of Terminator Genesis, but didn't bother to finish it. The three I did watch all the way through, though, I believe to have formed a perfect spectrum of what is right and wrong with Hollywood these days. Jurassic World I found to be the least memorable of these three films. At least the Terminator may actually end up being memorably bad, but Jurassic World was just plain gags we've seen time and again, and a questionable plot. The high notes basically was just kind of how it was super meta, and that the whole Indominus Rex and why it was created kind of reflects what the movie itself is. Them saying that regular dinosaurs are too boring for modern jaded audiences, and they had to bioengineer an over-the-top super predator. I will at least give it, though, that it's more worthy of breaking box office records than Avatar ever was, but that's a pathetically low bar. Avengers Age of Ultron is more what I would describe as a ideal product of plot by committee movie making, which Marvel excels at. I wouldn't place it among the top tier MCU films, and I would dare say it was too action-packed. Several times I kind of started to feel like I was watching a Transformers movie. But to those of us who have committed ourselves to Marvel's shared movieverse experiment, it's a necessary chapter to watch to see how the storyline continues to progress, since the Avengers are kind of like the anchor movies, to deal with like the more central themes. I wish it wasn't so much like the original Avengers. It's like, I don't know, I'm not as big into Joss Whedon as some people are, and I think this movie kind of proves he's a little bit of a hack. But anyway, there is supposedly, like, the original cut he put together of the movie is about an hour longer, and it would be nice if maybe they'd put that out, because it'd probably make the movie a hell of a lot better. There's a lot of plot points that seemed very rushed, because they're trying to cram all this stuff in, along with 10-minute sequences of the Hulk and Iron Man beating the shit out of each other, and just lots of little minutia from Ultron's creation to development of character arcs. A little more of a time with the Vision would be really nice. So anyway, and then to the far end of the spectrum of those pieces of shit, we had Mad Max Fury Road, which is hands down probably the best thing I've seen in several years. It's the kind of film you get when you send a madman out into the desert with a camera and $150 million. It's basically how Mad Max always looked in my head, in my imagination, back when I was a teenager and really into the original movies. Very simple yet thoughtful, lots of great carnage, and also really shows the bleak beauty of the deep wasteland. I heard Kevin Smith describe it as being almost like Lawrence of Arabia, and I very much agree with that. And it's just a shame we don't have more gems like this coming down the pipeline, because instead we're getting more Fast and Furious movies and more Underworlds and so anyway, y'all have a good one, and talk to you next time.